And I used to do this thing where at the end of the show on a Thursday night, I would come out, headliner would go off, but then an audience knew it was going to happen, that I was going to bring the headliner back on stage, and we were going to do about a 20-minute interview with some Q&A, because I wanted audiences to see that comics aren't born this way, that they come from all walks of life, all kinds of different backgrounds. You know, a lot of people just think, oh, you're just born that way. Well, no, you know, you might be. Everybody has a tendency to maybe do something a little easier than others, but I tell everybody, I go, you become a professional in anything because you work your ass off at it. I mean, that you got to put a lot of work into it.
Tens of thousands of hours into this.
And so, Brian, I'm interviewing Brian, and I told him, I said, you know, in the last 7 or 8 interviews, it's been a running theme that comics are damaged goods, and that's where we come from. And he goes, well, that's true. And then he tells his horrible life, you know, of growing up gay in a time when you cannot be gay. You cannot tell anybody you're gay at all. So then it's like you're living in solitary confinement. And he was doing drugs by the time he was 14 years old. And he was suicidal and nearly offed himself several times. And finally made it out of high school when he got into college and got into a college theater department and found a place of acceptance and began to heal and be okay.
That's why people get into the arts. It's
and I told him, I said,
yeah.
Okay, all right, I get that. I said, but you know, Brian, I said, I've had a wonderful life. And he goes, yeah, and you're not funny. He fucking smoked me.